And that is sacrifice, but it's not the end of sacrifice. Not only is sacrifice giving up something, someone, or some place, or some habit that you have been perpetually and consistently involved in, it also means this. Not only will I stop doing some things, I'm going to start doing some things. Sacrifice means I'm getting ready to do things that I've never done before. I'm going to places I've never been before. I'm hanging with people I've never hung with before or associated with before. I'm sacrificing everything because it's worth it. And it just can't be someone telling you that you and your dream and your ambitions are important and that you're worth. You have to tell you that. You have to look at the people who are intimately connected to your life and tell them we're worth it. We're worth me working 2 jobs now so that I can own the business later. We're worth me working my last mind trying to put something together for me to understand the completion of this GED test. What is this? I'm just getting my GED. I'm taking a test and feel like I'm going to medical school or something. But I'm going to stay at it. I looked at my wife, she's worth it. I looked at my children, they're worth it. I looked in the mirror at myself, I said, you're worth it. Sacrifice. I said the steps were simple. I didn't say that they were going to be easy. So you have to ask yourself this question. How bad do I want it? Oh, how bad do you want it? You see, one thing about being in prison is that you're unable to do many things for yourself, so you have to depend on the kindness of other people to do it. Some very severe things, some very significant things, and some things that aren't so significant. But you're at the mercy of someone else doing it for you. They might do it, they might not. They'll do it when they get around to it. I remember I asked my mother one time, Mother, I really need this book. And she said, you know what, it must be nice. It must be nice for you just to bark out orders and people just go and get what you want. And I said, Mama, no, it's not nice. It's the opposite of nice. It's terrible. And so what this does is it creates inside of you a hunger. It creates a hunger inside of you that whenever I get the opportunity to stretch forth my own hand, to stretch forth my own foot, to pursue my own dreams, you better get off the track. You better get off the track if you see me coming. It's like a steam engine train. A common mistake that people on a journey to greatness make is having the mistaken belief that people in your current space will have the same expectations that you do. Or that they will operate with that same sense of urgency that you have. No one should want what you want more than you. And you should understand that. You should understand that. You don't get upset because someone is not excited about your dream as you are. Leaders lead. You go first. Because most people will only come into a place where they have seen others have already been. Most people will only do what you ask them to do after they have first seen you do it. In our everyday life and circumstances right now, today, you have to become the tip of the spear. I'll open it up. I'll be the first one to complete college. I'll be the first business owner. I'll be the first homeowner. I'll be the first one to send a generation to college. I'll go first. As a leader, what makes you different, what sets you apart is that thing inside of you that makes you go where others have not gone, to do what others have not done. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they just assume that we don't do that. This is as far as we go. I don't know anybody who's ever done that. I mean, I see people on TV. I remember when I was in Marion Correctional Institution, they brought a guy in to speak. And he had done some time in the federal prison system. And he got very upset when he started mentioning Jay-Z. He said, I know a lot of y'all here like Jay-Z. And then he started calling Jay-Z names. And I'm talking about he was mad. He was angry at Jay-Z. He said that he was a fake and a fraud, and everything that he rapped about was not about his own life, but was about his life. He said, he stole my life. And I thought to myself, I wanted to ask him. I said, I don't want him to get mad at me. But I wanted to suggest this to him. If Jay-Z can be as successful as he is as a counterfeit, in your estimation, then how much more successful can you be being the genuine article? Everyone in this room is the real deal. I come from the real place. I've done the real things. I have the real associations. Watch this, and I got the scars to prove it. Many of us, if we could just open up our chest to show people our soul, to show people our hearts, people will look at it and say, how you get that? There's a story behind every scar. Okay. First off, let me share this. The thing that you have as a leader that makes you different, that makes you more, is passion. It's passion. First off, passion is not something that you can simply know. Passion is something that you discover once it is awakened inside of you. It is found in the steps taken during your journey into that future that awakens that passion within you. So what is passion? I'm glad you asked. Passion is not desire. Passion is not ambition. Passion is not an intense emotional attraction or sensual attraction for someone, something, or someplace. Although I thought it was all of those. But passion comes from the Latin word passio, which means, here it is, y'all, to suffer. The word passion means to suffer. So when you hear people saying, I'm passionate about this, I'm passionate about that, whether they realize it or not, they're saying, I'm willing to suffer for this. But what they don't realize about us is that I've already suffered for this. My suffering is what brought me to this point. Suffering drove me to the decision that made me declare and decree that I will be great, that I will have more. Are you willing to suffer through your commitment, dedication, and sacrifice on your journey? These are the questions that all great leaders first ask themselves. And it's the same question we all must ask ourselves. I'll leave you with this. Former NFL quarterback Tom Brady, a few years before he actually retired, was constantly asked by reporters, when are you going to retire? He responded with, when the game is no longer fun to me, that's when I will retire. And the reporter responded and said, yes, you look like you're having fun out there on those Sundays. Tom said, yes, I'm having fun, but Sunday is only part of the game. You see, Tom understood that Sundays are only part of what he does. It's the part that the fans see. They do not see the film study, the team meetings, the practices, the physical conditioning, the off-season conditioning, the diet, the sacrifices that he has to make to be away from his family. All of this was fun to 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady. You see, winning the Super Bowl was always the goal. We all share certain aspects of what success looks like in a physical, tangible way. We all share a material idea of success with a home, a car, families together, jewelry, maybe this, that. But so we can all share the same ideas about what material, physical success looks like. But passion must become fun to you. If you do not become excited about the process, which is your path to your ultimate goal, you will never reach your goal. Ask yourself, how bad do I want it? We all have things that we must do, which are steps towards our ultimate goal. And whatever those steps must be, we must embrace those steps excitedly, because we know without them, we can't have what we ultimately want. So this must become critically enticing and attractive to us as well. Mike Tyson once said that it's hard once he became champion. Once he became the champion of the world, the unified champion, heavyweight champion of the world, he said it's hard to get out of bed and run at 5 o'clock in the morning when you laying in them satin and silk sheets and the most beautiful women and the most luxurious food and the most comfortable of palaces. It's hard to get up and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna go out and run at 5 o'clock in the morning. He said you have to remain committed and dedicated and willing to sacrifice for the process of what will bring you your ultimate success. One last time, for the person in this room who wants it more than anything, say more. More. That's my time, y'all. Thank you, and I'll see you in the future.